everyone to our Summer Gem Demo and Office Hours Community Practice of July. If you're comfortable, go ahead and share your name, where you're working or position, and your pronouns in the chat or rename yourself. And then we'll get started in just a second. We'll let some people trickle in here. Daniel, it's good to see you. Matt, and I talk to you probably more frequently. And good to see some new names. Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just give us a little bit of an overview of what we're doing today. So my name's Samantha, and I'm gonna be our main facilitator today. And then I have Jelly, who's gonna be helping facilitate breakout rooms about the GEM platform and demos. And then Sharanya is gonna be our tech person, so she'll be supporting by answering questions in the chat, as well as making sure if anyone has trouble getting into their breakout room, she'll be here to support with that. I do want to let everyone know that this is being recorded, so just so everyone knows that. And with that, I think we'll go ahead and get started. If we can go to the next slide. So today, I'm going to give you a bit of an introduction first. We're going to talk about what community of practice is and talk about who we are, Greenlink Analytics, along with some tools and resources that our teams have. And then we're going to talk about the Greenlink equity map. I'll give you a little overbrief before we go into our breakout rooms and explain a quick icebreaker, just so that everyone can kind of share who we are and why we're here today. And then we'll show the gem demo, me and Jelly in those breakout rooms. And then we'll come back for a quick 10-minute debrief and Q&A, and then we'll close. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get officially started. Going on. All right. So our community of practice, welcome everyone today to this space where we connect leaders advancing environmental and social equity and learn about topics that improve our work through peer-to-peer conversations and data literacy. These community of practice are brought to you by our community team. Our team focuses on people-first approaches in research and policymaking by fostering city community collaboration, humanizing data using tools like GEM by emphasizing that we are all part of ecosystems moving change forward and getting to the truths of what the data is telling us. So with that, we'll go to the next slide. Who we are, so Greenlink Analytics is a 501c3 based in Atlanta. We work nationwide and we're focused on energy and equity research. We work with cities, community-based organizations, grassroots, etc. And our mission is together we can push forward a fast and fair clean energy transition. Now, with that, our teams have a bunch of tools, and I'm just going to go over these briefly because I am not the expert on all these tools. The tool we're sharing today, GEM, is the one that our team expertise is in, but each of these tools does some really cool things, and I continue to learn from each of our teams about them. So Athenia is the one at the very bottom. A little image example is our data scientist developed and used this tool to forecast the energy grid to understand how energy systems will operate under cleaner scenarios and estimates the impacts of economic development, health, and climate, amongst other things, based on thousands of historical data points. And then we have the Advanced Clean Energy Scenarios, also known as ACEs. And this helps show city-specific electricity generation and emissions ranging from business as usual scenarios to the cleanest cost-effective options. And that one's shown in the top right corner where you're seeing the green and teal. And then we have the IAM, which is a Building and Transportation Policy Impact Calculator. And this one's on the left here closest to the words with the little bars. And this allows a deeper dive into how specific policy decisions will interact with other policies and play out over a decade, so over time. And then the next slide shows a couple more tools. So the top one that says commercial energy and has numbers, efficiency investments, that's our clean energy jobs calculator. This is just one of our analysts' many tools in understanding how dollars invested in the clean energy transition will contribute to a return on investment through co-benefits and economic job creation and growth. It's the latest groundbreaking tool, analyzes community level data to identify the impact of clean energy investment on local industries and job creation, indicating which job titles, occupations, and skills will benefit most. And there will be future information about this tool coming up, hopefully later this year. And then we have at the bottom, you'll see the Greenlink Clean Energy Policy Toolkit. This and our process guide for city community collaboration on the right are both downloadable on the website and free. The Energy Policy Toolkit, the Clean Energy Policy Toolkit, is an extensive list of policy options cities need to consider when advancing a clean energy agenda to support thoughtful and thorough approaches. And then our process guide on that right side is a tool to support with or without our GEM tool. It's mainly focused on creating co-creation of city community collaboration and to remind us all that we are an ecosystem. Any policy made affects each of us, and so as governing officials, we need to be in relation with our communities. One last thing I'll say about that tool, if you go to our YouTube page, we have two community of practices where we've talked about with our support of creators for the process guide, as well as like one where Jelly and I deep dive into parts of the process guide. And then with that, we're gonna go talk about GEM. So GEM is our Greenlink equity map. You can see it here on the right-hand side, and we're gonna dive into this tool in a second. But this tool is a data visualization tool, and it's created to make environmental, social, and economic data easily accessible to everyone. And it's used by over 60 cities and 93 community-based organizations, and currently has over 730 active members. I think it's actually closer to 760 right now, so I need to update that, and over 230 organizations. We also just released a self-onboarding feature. So when we get into Q&A later, if you have any questions about how you sign up, we can talk more about that. But now when you go to the website, you should be able to go in and sign up based on if you're a for-profit, nonprofit, city, or a 501c3 organization. And it'll take you through the costs of the different areas that you're interested in having access to data, as well as how many users. And again, we can cover more of that in Q&A later. But with that, I think we're going to jump into breakout rooms. Yeah. So Shar, let me know when you have those ready, but real quick, when we get into these breakout rooms, we want to hear from everyone. We're going to do like a round circle of what your work is and what brought you here today. And then we're going to go into these GEM demos. And as I said, Jelly and I will be leading small groups of 7. So that way we can go over the tool and talk about potential use cases with the work you're doing. And then we're going to, the imagining uses of GEM. And then if we have time in the breakout rooms, we can start that conversation of accessing GEM. However, that'll mostly be gone over in the Q&A. So with that, I'm going to check in with Shar real quick.
Yes, I am about to open breakout rooms.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shar.
Yep.
And I'm going to pause the recording while we're in breakout rooms. Okay. So we just came back and I just hit record, but Jelly and I gave a little bit of summaries in our rooms and had great conversations. And now we want to open the floor for any Q&As. And if we don't have Q's and A's, I can just briefly, I guess I'll ask first. In your breakout room, Jelly, did you go over the self-onboarding? Because if not, I will talk about that.
Sure, that'd be helpful for you to talk about. We had a couple of people that already were had seen GEM and used GEM before, but I think that'd be helpful to discuss here. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So in our group, we talked a little bit about it. So just to repeat, when you go onto GEM now, it's going to take you through a self-onboarding process, which is where you get to kind of, it's like choose your own journey story, where you get to decide, you first have to choose your organization type if you're a for-profit, nonprofit, and at the bottom there's a 501c3 link. Cities sign up there too. And then with that, it'll, once you click on those, it'll generate, first you have to sign up and put your email information, use your work email, and set a password. It'll send you an email to activate. Once you click the activate, you'll go back to the page where you had Gem open. So leave that page open, and then it'll prompt you to choose one of those three options I just said. The nonprofit. Nonprofit would be on your right hand side if you're looking at the screen. The left hand will be for profit, and at the bottom it'll have that 501c3. Um, I would share screen, but earlier my computer was a little glitchy. But when you're looking at that screen, once you select one of those, it'll take you to the map where you can select what cities, states, what areas you're wanting information from, and it'll generate price points for that, as well as you can then select how many users you want to have access for it. The price point it's giving you as you're looking through and deciding and trying to figure out what projects you're going to be using Gem for and who you want access to on your team is going to be for a year-long membership, and it's access to all of the layers that are accessible, and just almost all of them. And it'll give you that price point for all that information and all the tracks in that region. Um, and then from that, once you've signed up, make sure that the person, I'm going to emphasize this, make sure the person who is paying for the membership is the person who signs up for it, and creates it so that it'll be connected to them. So when you're getting close to expiring, it'll let them know, and that way you can, make changes to if you're wanting access to different areas, or you want a new user to have access, or someone has left the organization, and then you can make those changes as you go. But with that being said, I'm going to pause for questions again. I like to try and give space wherever I can. Okay. Um, if anyone does have questions, because I'm a crockpot, I like to simmer with all this. As I said, I'm going to be doing a follow up with all the links to everything we talked about today, as well as my, I think Shar might have shared these already, but if not, there'll be a link to my office hours and demos in there as well. So please feel free to sign up for those if you want to have a more in-depth conversation one-on-one, or need any support in signing up as well. But it'll be all in this email. And please do reach out and follow up. We want to talk to you. This is a space for continued networking and conversation and learning, because you all are out there doing really amazing work. And so we love hearing about it, and we love knowing where we can support and collaborate together. With that, we're going to go to the next slide. Um, and we have a bit of time left, so I will hang out here for a bit, but I want to thank you all for coming here today. I want to also thank our partners in doing all this work. Without them, we would not be able to do all the amazing work we do. So thanks to Upright Consulting, Solfaing Powers, Verde, Partnership for Southern Equity, T-Tech. They help with a lot of what goes into making GEM work with our data science team and teams here, our leadership network and members like you for attending. Again, community practice is always free and available. You can sign up to get notifications about what's coming up. As I said, there might be one on that clean energy jobs calculator down the pipeline, and a couple other that I'm working on. So if you have any questions though, reach out to us. As I said, we are all here and we want to hear from you, and we want to continue to be in community with you all and hear the great work you're doing. So with that, thank you for being here. Community of practice is over, but again, I'll hang out for 5 minutes if anyone has any questions.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for